Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 74. It's Iliya here, and as always I'm super glad to have you on my YouTube channel. As you know, in this video we're gonna have a look at the market, how it developed this week, what opportunities did we have, what trades did I take, and what we can potentially expect for the upcoming week. Although I always advise against trading on Mondays because usually it kind of sets a false direction, and then Tuesday and Wednesdays are usually reversals, but this is another topic. So to be honest, I did not take any trades this week because of all the events that were present, but actually I was monitoring the market very closely. It's my first election year of trading, so I was pretty interested to see how the market was gonna develop, and to be honest I expected something more because some of the pairs actually moved in a pretty clear manner. We even had trend continuations on some of the pairs, especially the miners, but I did not take any trades. I just monitored, and in this video I'm gonna have a recap of what happened and what we can potentially expect to happen. The president hasn't been picked yet at the time of this recording, so we can still expect that move to happen, but like we had first a nice move up, for example, then the next day we had a nice move down, and the market was just pushing, either just straight pushing up or straight pushing down, which actually provided some opportunities on the lower time frames to get into that trend continuation. So in this video I'm gonna speak about it. I'm gonna cover all the market as always, and provide as much value as possible. If you're new to the channel, it's all about trading. I share weekly analysis every Saturday. I share educational content. Psychological content is more about to come as well, so make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you already did, let's see what did we have in this interesting week. Alright, as always, starting with the dollar index, let's have a look what did we have this week. So as you can see, the first thing that I see is that the market is trending down, and that we actually really nicely resisted from the EMA, creating this lower high. So the market tried to push up but encountered some sort of resistance around those areas right here, rejected, and then we straight plunged to the downside, creating a very massive bearish engulfing candle, engulfing the previous, we could even say 4 weeks of price action. So right now we can actually get our levels from the weekly time frame, and as you can see where the market consolidated for the last time, it's around these areas right here. So the market can potentially come to test these kind of areas right here around 91 to 90. This is a 100 pip range, so the market can come in here, consolidate a little bit, and maybe then we're gonna have some sort of a reversal. All right, but this is just pure speculation. But again, I've been practicing a lot on my higher time frames because you always need to know where the bigger picture is going, and then you can potentially forecast where the market will stop and when it's gonna reverse. So as you can see, pretty interesting price action. So we opened right here on the 2nd of November, and the market tapped into some sort of an area, and this sort of an area was exactly right here. This is some sort of a supply and demand area where the market just tapped, created a higher high, and then created a downtrend. So when the market comes again at that area, it usually reacts pretty nicely. And then on Tuesday we had a massive bearish engulfing candle, and then again on Wednesday, the market gapped strongly to the downside, and guess where it comes? It comes all the way up into that area again, just by a few pips above, so potentially to grab some stop losses, and then we have 2 days of bearish price action. Right, so jumping to the hourly time frame to even illustrate this better, you can see how the market strongly traded to the upside, tapped into that area, strong reversal signals, breaking all the structure on the left. Then we had the gap, the market strongly impulsed to the upside. This is when the results, the pools were actually opened, and the market really reacted to this because I believe we saw that Biden was leading, or Trump, not exactly sure, but this was the reaction when actually the market saw what are the current situation with the elections and the stats. And then from then on we just started to decline. Right, nothing much, we just decline. And if you jump on the hourly time frame, you actually get some pretty nice lower highs right here. You can see right here even a double top, right here little consolidation, lower high right here. So overall we had a bearish week on the dollar, and as for right now, we might be tapping into some sort of supply and demand as well right here, which we might see reaction from. But again, as I said guys, the result is not out yet. So we can still yet to expect that huge move that I expected. I expected some gaps, some huge volatility, some up-down movements, but as you can see, the market was pretty clear. So actually, to get to the analysis, I would expect the market to pull back. Where to? Well, you can see that we had a little bit of a structure formed right here. So if this market is about to continue down, then we can potentially pull back around those areas and then start to continue down with targets. As you can see on the left right here, we had where the market lastly tapped and reversed. So this can be first target for me, 92, and then we can start getting to 91 if the dollar is gonna continue. Again, guys, stay tuned for my Tuesday analysis. I did not provide it this week just because I didn't see anything clear. But again, we're gonna have a beautiful trading month ahead of us. So let's see what do we have. I'm gonna wait for Monday, potentially to Tuesday to develop, and then I'm gonna start striking the market. So right now, bearish outlook on the DXY, looking for a little bit of a pullback lower high, and then I'm gonna strike. Euro USD, another pretty interesting pair to be traded actually this week from like manipulation perspective or just supply and demand. So as you can see, we're having a very strong bullish engulfing candle to the upside as well. And I'm gonna focus on just one key level, which is right here, this low. Dropping to the daily time frame, what we can see is so the market opened right here with a little bit of a consolidation. Then the market created a strong bullish engulfing candle, indicating that the market wants to go up, but we were still kind of sell, right? But what the market did is that it plunged to the downside exactly below these areas right here, which was a very strong area of demand. And if I jump on the left right here on the 4-hourly time frame, you can see how after this point right here in time, this little cluster there of price action, the market strongly reversed and never came back. So this creates a very significant level in the market. Then we traded above for quite some time, and then the market strongly started to push into that area. We tapped, and then the market showed us that it wants to go up, but it wasn't ready. And this is when actually, I believe on Wednesday, when the pools got released, and what the market did is it went exactly below right here. A very nice stop hunt below. You can see on the hourly time frame, beautiful stop hunt below. And since that stop hunt, taking this double bottom right here, and even this lows right here, pretty major. Since then, we had a huge move to the upside, and the only way that you can get in is by focusing either on the hourly time frame or on the 15-minute time frame. So I was watching for a trade right around these areas right here. Yeah, this one. As you can see, break retest at the EMA as well, but I thought the market was like too close to the top and it's not gonna move too much. And this was already Friday. Yeah, this was exactly Friday. So definitely there were some tradable opportunities on the EU, but I didn't take any. And as you can see, it was just first starting down and then a huge move to the upside. So what is more my forecast? Again, I don't want to give too much of a forecast or too much expectations because anything can happen right now. After we're having the result, the market will react in a specific way, which nobody knows. So I'm just gonna focus on the structure. What is the market doing right now? It's clearly pushing to the upside. Where is it? It's at a high formation. What is as well the market doing right now? It's creating bearish candles, meaning that it's exhausting. It's creating a pullback. All right. So similar to the DXY, I would expect a pullback to the downside in around those areas right here. And if the market starts showing me that it's finding support, then potentially we can look for continuation to the upside into some of those major supply and demand areas. You can see right here where the market tapped after taking the high, it's strongly flushed to the downside and it hasn't returned to that level yet. So you can just take like this cluster of price action right here, draw it further in time, and then you can see that those areas actually align with specific levels. As you can see right here, we have 1.20. So the market getting to 1.20 will be a huge sign that the market can potentially pull back, but those key areas actually act as magnets to price action. You can see currently we're about 1.19, so we have a 100 pip range to trade to the upside. So this is how you utilize the higher time frames, and then you get to the lower ones just to spot the structure and try to get in and expect those key areas to be tapped. So this is my little forecast on Euro USD. I do expect bullishness as I expect bearishness on the DXY. So let's have a look what the market is gonna provide us next week. Euro JPY weekly time frame, this was a boring one. So as you can see, we did not have any bullish or bearish engulfing candle on this pair. Dropping to the daily time frame, what we can see is just 5 days of wicks. So we opened actually at a lower low, and I said this week when the market, the previous week, sorry, when the market is at a lower low, we expect a pullback. And actually the pullback happened this week, and as you can see how the EMA is acting as beautiful resistance. Tap, 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 spike, but never closed above. So this is a pretty nice sign from the daily time frame after the market has actually retesting this little area. So pretty bullish, bearish on the Euro JPY, but as you can see from a 40 time frame, nothing too much. So the market opened, it kind of looked bullish, it pushed into the highs, then it returned back, consolidated, then again it tried to push up but failed. So right now, what are my key areas? Well, I can see that there is a lot of support going on right here at the bottom, and then we have a lot of resistance going on from the top, which is right here. What is this market doing? It's trading in a range. What do we need to wait for? Clear direction, all right? Because it can do anything. If we expect bullishness on Euro USD, and then this one is gonna either push up or gonna consolidate, because Euro JPY is correlated to USD JPY, and when Euro USD and USD JPY are kind of moving in the opposite direction, this one usually consolidates. And I'm gonna create a more detailed video on correlation because I have one, but it's a little bit outdated, so make sure to stay tuned for that as well. So Euro JPY, nothing too clear, not gonna pay too much attention to it, just waiting for some clear signs of directional bias. Euro Aussie weekly time frame, another beautiful pair to be actually traded this week. So you can see that from a weekly time frame, we have been in this consolidation for quite some time. Like it's been 150 days, not sure how many months is this, but this is a lot of time, right? A lot of weeks in this consolidation, but still as day traders, we can always find beautiful opportunities in between that consolidation. So as you can see right here, the last 5 days of price action, the market opened right here straight to the downside, and just on Friday we had some profit taking after creating a lower low and after tapping like these sort of areas right here. Beautiful reaction. So the first sign that the market was gonna go down is that it failed to make a high right here. As you can see, we have a strong push into the highs, pull back higher low, the market tried to push up, then started to withdraw. On Monday the market tried to push again, but the daily candle formed bearish, and since that time I knew that this is going down. And then dropping to the 40 time frame, where the beauty is: first lower high formation, second lower high formation, third lower high formation. So 3 beautiful opportunities that I did not take this week, which I'm pretty sad about. Dropping to the hourly time frame, this one was Monday, or I believe early Tuesday, where the market was actually setting the rhythm, the direction, right? So as you can see right here, we had a bullish bearish formation right here. The market retested a little bit, but there was no entry, I remember. Yeah, as you can see, the market just pushed into the highs, pulled back, consolidated for a little bit, and then it just started to flush. So according to my strategy and my entry criteria, there is not an entry. Second lower high though, right here, again a little bit tricky. So the market strongly pushed into the highs, created a higher low, tried to make a higher high but failed, then created the lower low, and then came back to retest that little area right here. So this could have been your entry with EMA confluence. Beautiful. You can take it right here. Then it depends on how conservative you want to be. You can place your stop loss either above this wick, you can place it above right here, or somewhere in the middle. Knowing myself, I would have placed it like this, above this candle, and then potentially we can go for a nice take profit target, which will be boom 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 right here. And as you can see, at the end of the day, we hit it, and the market then provided another beautiful opportunity right here. So as you can see, we have a double top. First trading setup is right here, so we can take a short. The market pushes down, but maybe break even. Doesn't matter. This is just manipulation into the highs, the market taking out break-even traders like us that go break-even too fast. But then what do we have is we actually have a textbook setup according to my strategy. We have a break retest, top of the EMA, retest of structures, very safe stop loss above after knowing that this level is significant. And then we can actually have another take profit measurement of this one, which is right here, which is lower than the previous one. But we know that the possibility of the market reaching into those areas and into this liquidity block on the left are pretty high. And we have a 3.4 RNR, and right here we have a 4.8 RNR. So this pair could have made my entire month, right? And then we started to trade to the upside. So Euro Aussie, beautiful pair to be traded. What do I expect right now? Well, we can potentially expect some further continuations, but knowing that we are sitting in a very strong liquidity area down there, I would be very mindful. But as you can see right now, we're forming another lower high into the previous one. So what I want to see is how the market is going to open. We can potentially start pumping down. There is some short setups pending right here. As you can see on the hourly time frame, we're currently creating the double top. The market can break this structure, then retest, and then we can potentially look for a swing trade to the downside. So Euro Aussie, very sell bias. I'm just waiting for Monday open, and then I'm gonna start striking it. Aussie USD opposite correlation to Euro Aussie, which actually provided us with some beautiful opportunities as well, but a little bit more volatile than EA. As you can see, we're having a beautiful bullish engulfing candle from the weekly time frame, meaning that we can potentially expect further continuations, right? But what I will expect actually is a retest, a little retest of this bearish candle right here. Then dropping to the daily time frame, you can see how the market faked to the downside. So we have this structure level right here, the lowest point. Have a look where the market goes and have a look at the level. 0.70, the market manipulates below and actually taps like a few pips below, and then we start a reversal. Then on this day right here, 4th of November, we had a little spike to the downside, which retested a full hourly level after we actually closed above this level right here, and then we moved higher for the extension target. 4 hourly time frame, let me just show you what happened. Here is your manipulation below, here is your push, here is your pullback, huge spike to the upside. So this little candle right here creates a nice liquidity area that the market later pushes into, but as you can see, it was too many wicks, like a big wick up, then the market strongly came to the downside, 1 wick, 2 wicks, and then yeah, if you are aggressive, you can definitely enter. We have a double bottom on the hourly time frame. 15-minute time frame, it was actually a beautiful trade from my strategy, and I'm actually regretting not trading because have a look. Double bottom formation right here after you know that the manipulation is over, break, retest, you're in. Then again right here you have a break, retest, you can be in, and then it's already over. And then you can even look for further longs, which I didn't see because kind of the market turned a little bit sideways after the push. Yeah, this is your only time to enter, and then the market enters consolidation, which is on Friday. So again, Aussie USD, pretty nice development. I was too surprised that it was actually too clear to be traded, but you actually need the balls to do so because, you know, elections, everyone is scared. Some of the guys are actually greedy to trade. And they might be losing money, but I much prefer to protect my capital because we're having a lot of months ahead of us to capitalize on. So right now, what do I expect on Aussie USD? So knowing that the market strongly broke and I just tapped this area, this can be a retest area. So as you can see, this is where the market pulled back and created a strong push. So in around those areas, we can expect a little bit of a pullback for a higher low formation, and knowing that I expect the same on Euro USD, I believe, then we can start pushing into the highs. So Aussie USD long bias, where we can go into next. You can see right here where the market strongly moved to the downside. This is a potential support and resistance area, and then into the highs right here, we can definitely reach these areas. 73 is the first target, which came very close to be reached, and it's gonna be tapped. So make sure, drop a little line, 0.73, this is gonna get tapped, wait for the pullback, target 73, and then potentially we can even go to 74, which is where another liquidity area lies. All right, so this is Aussie USD, waiting for the pullback, and stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis. Aussie JPY, I didn't like too much the price action on the JPYs, but as you can see right here, we're having a pretty strong bullish engulfing candle as well, engulfing the previous one, which is pretty nice, but it's not as strong as on AU. Daily time frame, we plunged into the lows right here, and then the market just opened and started to pump to the upside, which is pretty nice. Then dropping to the 4 hourly time frame, so we have all the manipulation going on right here, accumulation phase. The market pushing, it's not clear that it's still gonna reverse from this point because it kind of looks like a double top. Strong impulse to the upside, and then the market returns potentially to a Fibonacci level. As you can see, if we tap it right here, 61.8705, it's a new fib level that I introduced, something that I'm testing right now. And then we have push, pullback, push, pullback. So potentially the only clear trade that I see is from this area right here, because it was clear that from this point we had a higher low, higher high, higher low. Dropping to the hourly time frame, you see all the rejections with a little bit of a spike to the downside during Asia. Then dropping to the 15-minute time frame, you have the setup that I usually trade, a little bit of a break of structure, retest at the EMA, and then we go up. Targets, as always, are measured in order to stay as systematic as possible. They were reached right here. As you can see, 27 extension, 62 wasn't fulfilled. Yeah, but it is yet to be fulfilled actually, because those levels actually stay. And you can always mark when you have an opportunity like this. It's kind of repeatable pattern, and the market will potentially reach for those areas. But first, take profit, always be conservative. And I'm sure for sure gonna make a video on this, although it's part of my course. I don't want to share it much, but I know, guys, you will love it, so I will for sure do so. So this is Aussie JPY. Let me just drop a little bit of a forecast. I don't like dropping anything right now because it's too uncertain. You know that we created a high right here, and this is our major. Let me just move it. This is our major higher low as well. So as long as the market stays in between that area, I will be looking for longs. And as you can see, we have a pretty strong area right here of rejection. Spike right here, spike, spike, spikes. So as long as the market starts to create support, as you can see, we already have a little bit of a triple bottom. So I believe the market is going to plunge into the downside in around these liquidity areas right here. Grab the liquidity and then start to pump. So actually, this chart got a little bit messy, but I would expect something like this to happen. So don't rush to get longs on market open. Wait for that key area right here to get fulfilled, and then we can start looking for longs. Next on the list are the NZDs. So starting from NU, as you can see, another pretty bullish engulfing candle, but the price action on this one wasn't nice, right? So daily time frame, 5 days of consecutive bullish price action, and as you can see where the market went, exactly above this highest point right here. If I just, this highest point right here, tapped 68. Have a look at the level, 68, tap to the pip. And right now I do expect some sort of a reversal or just a little bit of a deeper pullback. So as you can see, similar situation right here. The market spiked at the bottom, took out the stop losses, then strongly pushed into the highs. Retest, so potentially trades right here. And after this retest, it wasn't too clear. It started to consolidate right here, then it started to move to the upside. So I couldn't spot any clear setups on this one. As you can see, right here, strong push down, push, then we had a consolidation instead of a pullback, and then the market continued to push higher. So don't want to spend too much time on this one. What do I think is going to happen is, again, a little bit of a pullback, but I don't actually see clear levels for a retest. Potentially this one, the market can move a little bit lower, start finding some support, create a little bit of a consolidation, and then we can start moving up. All right, so this can be a potential forecast on NZD/USD, but I'm just gonna give some time. I haven't been liking the NZDs too much, as you can see from the previous price action. There are clearer pairs than this, so definitely don't focus too much on the NZDs. And as you can see, don't want to waste time on this one. It's just a mess. Have a look where this one spiked. If you project this on the left, this is the high. The market spiked around these areas right here, but we are overall trading in a consolidation from the daily perspective. As you can see, we have the lows, we have the highs. So definitely this one is a little bit tricky. And even from a full hourly perspective, it doesn't look too good. The Aussies looked much better. So waiting for something to happen right here, not focusing too much my energy on the NZDs. So let's have a look. What else do we have? All right, let's have a look at some USD pairs. Starting from USD JPY, you can see a very bearish week to the downside. So this is actually why the JPYs could not push too much into the highs, right? So you remember Euro USD, huge move into the highs, but Euro JPY could not move that much. Aussie USD, very nice move into the highs, but Aussie JPY was kind of struggling to move up. And this is why they couldn't move, because USD JPY was too strong to the downside, indicating a strong JPY, hence why the other JPYs could not move to the upside. So I hope that's right, and I hope that you get it. Actually, I'm gonna make a video on this one for sure. So daily time frame, what do we have? What you can see right here is a huge spike, gathering the liquidity, and when the move started is actually after this spike. So this was actually expected. Where did it spike to? This candle right here, because this is the candle that was the previous candle before a huge move to the downside. And when you see this, this actually means that around these areas, a lot of institutions, I should say, sold the market, and they will actually seek that price again in order to grab the liquidity and then jump down. And as you can see, guys, we have like an overall high right here, and where the market goes above that high, and then we start to plunge to the downside. So to be honest, I didn't see any clear setups on USD JPY. We opened right here, consolidation after the spike, then potentially we can drop to the hourly time frame, spike, lower high. I can see one right here. Oops, what am I doing? One right here, potentially a little pullback right here, and then those one get a little bit lower, and then you can go to your 15-minute time frame to explore if you can enter like this. So again, always don't try to get the top, because wait for the top to be created, and then when you see the signs of the reversal, just get in lower high, guys. It's that simple. And you see that all of my things are super simple, and I get a lot of comments that you keep it so simple. Well, it doesn't have to be complicated, right? So enough of my rant. What do I expect on UJ? Well, I would expect a little bit of a pullback, because I see that it's a little bit lower, and from a daily time frame, it just created a lower low. Again, where the market is gonna stop, go on the left, but we have this big reaction right here. So I don't know how to actually draw a level right here. We have this big candle, so but yeah, we can take the low, we can take this sort of structure right here. So it's definitely a little bit confusing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna monitor, guys. If you don't trust any levels, just monitor what the market does. I would expect a little bit of a pullback, lower high formation, and if the signs are there, then I can potentially start looking for shorts. All right, so UJ at the lower low, waiting for a lower high, and then we can potentially start selling. So let's see if the market is gonna provide us. USD CAD weekly time frame, beautiful price action right here as well. As you can see, a strong bearish engulfing candle to the downside. Dropping to the daily time frame, what do we have? Is we have the market running. Where does it run to? It runs into the liquidity, which lies around these areas right here, because this is the last price that the market stayed at the top, consolidated, distribution phase, and then we started to plunge to the downside. And this means that there were a lot of people selling from this price point. And when you always refer to the actual price, 1.34, right? This is where the market is being sold. Strong move into the highs, wick. Monday opens, strong bearish engulfing candle, indicating that the market wants to go down. Tuesday, further continuation, but you would expect a pullback, right? This is Wednesday, the pools were released, the results, and then we have a huge spike into the highs. Where the market spikes to? The broken structure, which is right here. Right, perfect tap into that structure. What's the level? 1.33. Oh man, almost to the pip. And then we started moving down. Potential opportunity was seen around these areas right here, not entirely sure. Then dropping to the hourly time frame, what you can see again, guys, is that the market runs into the highs, stops us out. So the people that were a little bit premature, that went short, they were stopped out. Then the market showed actually that it wants to go. Then we have this wick that we can potentially get on a lower high. Then the market created another one and plunged into the lows. And if you go on your 15-minute time frame, you will see those pullbacks. Here's your first pullback that you can get in. There is your second pullback that you can get in. And then potentially right here, I don't see a clear entry. So yeah, potentially not. And then again, you can always get in right here, but this was already Friday. So, and we had NFP, so really not high probability time to be trading. So right now you can, of course, go examine your charts. Have a look. The market tapped into that area and reversed strongly. And right now we are targeting this one. So we can potentially plunge below and have a look at the level, guys. Oh, this is so amazing. 1.30. So the market bounced from 1.34 to 1.30. And this is, what is it? 400 pips range that we can capitalize on. So it's pretty nice. So what is the market structure doing right now? We are going down. The market already created a lower high. We're already at the lows. And right now the market is staying within that range. So if it pulls back around those areas right here, you can see where the EMA is, and it wasn't tested with this one. So if we potentially test the EMA, then I think we're going to have a run even below 1.30, and then we're actually going to have the reversal probably. All right. So this is my expectations on this USD CAD. Currently, I am sell bias. Let's have a look if it's gonna sell off, and then I'm just gonna monitor around 1.30 to see for any reaction. All right, that's USD CAD. Let's see what's gonna happen. USD Swissy weekly time frame. I couldn't read too much the price action on this one. It wasn't that clear to me. What I want to bring your attention to is that we're sitting at a pretty significant low, pretty significant price level. You can see that the last time price was here is during the flash crash of 2015, and then we have this little area which is again 2015, and we're actually breaking below. So right now the market is getting into very significant lows, right? So this is pretty interesting to watch. Daily time frame, what the market did is Monday opened right here, bullish candle, strong bearishness introduced, then the market wicked into the highs when the pool was released, and then we had 2 days of bearish price action. So from a full hourly perspective, we pushed into the highs, then we broke structure to the downside, which was pretty clear, so we were looking for sales. But then when the market punched into the highs, where did it punch into? Well, potentially this point, because this is where the market was sold off, right? So this is potentially a liquidity grab. Again, have a look at the level, 0.92, and then we run into the lows into 0.90. So we have around 200 pip range to be traded. But again, I couldn't see clear setups on this one. So after this push, yes, we have consolidation and the market push, pullback. So yeah, you can potentially get on the hourly time frame, but I was monitoring this one, but I just couldn't see clear setups from my trading strategy. Yeah, I definitely, there aren't any setups. So USD Swiss franc, not one of the best pairs to be traded, but the others were actually pretty good. So as in terms of price action, I would expect some sort of a retracement. Where to? I don't know. I just expected, and I will just wait for a little bit of a clearer price action to develop, a little bit of a smoother trend. We just broke below this double bottom, so liquidity was grabbed, and we can expect potential reversal. And we cannot get on the left, because if we get on the left, then the last time price was here was 2015, as you saw. So we're sitting at a pretty major low and we cannot refer to actually previous price action. So use the Swiss franc, it's in a pretty tricky situation. So let's see what's gonna happen. And as I always say, go with the flow of the market and just follow what it does. Alright, let's have a look at the GBPs. As always, starting from GU, what we can see is a pretty strong bullish engulfing candle. So this is for sure, the GBPs were bullish. So I want to bring to your attention Monday, because Monday did everything. So again, we can see that there is an overall supportive level right here on the left. And what Monday did is it went exactly below this area. And then if I drop to the hourly time frame and even the hourly, even the 15-minute, have a look, wick. This tried to reach, but then this one actually strongly tapped into the lows. And if I drop on the 15-minute time frame, have a look at this one. So this is where everything happened. The market tapped into the lows, broke all the structure on the left, took out all the stop losses. Then we had the reversal. And then from then on, you can start looking for buys. So actually Monday, London session introduced everything for the remaining of the week. What did we have later is the market returning back to test this structure that was broken. There were quite a few tests right here. It was pretty choppy. But then if you go to the hourly time frame, what you can see, so right here there were quite a few spikes. Then the market goes into that area, taps into that area, and strongly reverses higher. And what it does is it kind of breaks structure right here. And then again, it returns back into that area where the market was bought, around these areas. And you know, this is a full hourly confluence. The market strongly pushes into the lows and then dropping to the 15-minute time frame. You can try to seek for a trade. But according to my strategy, there wasn't an entry. So after the break, the market never came back for a retest, and then it just kept pushing higher. So this was the only trade that I saw on GU that I was monitoring. But it was pretty interesting how actually Monday set the tone for the week, and it wasn't like a fake Monday introducing, for example, strong bearishness to the downside and then reversing, but it was just a quick liquidity grab so that the institutions can enter their orders, and then they just kept pushing the market up. Very interesting, guys. Go to your charts, examine this one. What do we have right now is actually the market reaching into the highs. Didn't really break the high, actually it tapped to the pip. And if I go on the left, then yeah, we can definitely find some mirrors right here. But right now the market is perfectly up, right? So we have this higher low formation right here. It's a little bit at the top, like at the higher high. So I would expect some sort of a pullback as well. And right now everything is consolidating. So definitely be very careful with the GBPs. Waiting for some sort of a pullback potentially to the downside, clear higher low formation, and then I'm gonna start potentially to look for buys. So right now I don't want to give any bias on this one. I am actually bullish, but again, I always change with the market, and today I might be bullish, tomorrow I am bearish, and then the next day I can be bullish again. All right, so this is GU. A very interesting week. And then dropping to GJ, it wasn't that interesting. So we had the same right here, Monday setting the tone. No, this is not Monday. Monday is right here with a gap to the downside, consolidation, strong push into the highs, quite a few wicks. Then the market returned back right here and then ended up consolidating. And I told you, you see GBP USD, strong push up, but GBP JPY, nope. And this is because of the JPY strength, because USD JPY strongly pushed into the downside. And guys, if I am honest, if we have a look at this one, do you see something? Because I see nothing, all right? It can potentially do something, and when you see this kind of a consolidation, the market is cooking for something. So you have to spot where the major levels are. So we have this low, which was kind of broken. Then we have this low right here that we can expect the market to come into 135 and then potentially to reverse higher. We have some pretty strong support, resistance. Man, I'm always confusing support and resistance. Yeah, so definitely looking at around these areas right here for liquidity, and then these resistance and this support. All right, so this is GJ, keeping it as simple as possible because there is no clear structure to be traded. And when it's not, what I usually do, even to keep it simpler, where is your high, where is your low, wait for break and retest to the upside, break and retest to the downside, and then just join the trend. All right, this is it. So GJ, waiting for something to happen. GA, as you can see, bearish week right here. nice bearish engulfing to the downside because Euro Aussie as well was bearish. Double top on the daily time frame. Then we started 2nd of November, strong push into the lows. Tuesday continuation, Thursday a little bit of a liquidity grab to the upside, and then a strong push to the downside. And then again we have Thursday and Friday some profit taking and some consolidation. So 2 trades right here similar to Euro Aussie. One is from right here, but this is like early Tuesday when the market was setting the tone, and then we have this on Wednesday when the market actually returns to grab that liquidity. Then dropping to the hourly time frame, we see right here very similar bullish bearish formation, retest exactly the same as Euro Aussie. A little bit difficult to get in. Yeah, right here we didn't even have a break in a retest afterwards. And right here again, strong push into the highs. The market comes right here, consolidates. We do have some sort of a break in retest, but Euro Aussie was much clearer. So yeah, it was the better pair to be traded. As for right now, the market is sitting at the lows, and as you saw, we have 2 days of consolidation, and the market is kind of starting to retrace. So I would definitely expect some sort of a retest of some sort of structure, potentially this one, or just to come into the highs between those wicks, potentially to stop out. All the people that are already short, have a look. Wick, the market will go above and then it will reverse, and I will not be surprised if we actually reach for that area instead of just faking out. Right now we're in a clear consolidation, so there is nothing to be done. So make sure to stay tuned, stay focused, wait for the market to develop. As you can see right now, we're tapping into a major area that the market was bought as well, so we can definitely expect some support. So let's wait for that clear lower high in order to sell the market, and then we can potentially even go below this area right here. All right, so that's GA. And having a look at Euro GBP, a pair that I currently hate. I just don't like it. But we had this spike to the downside, then the market reversed up, pullback, so we can potentially take a long from right here. Weekly time frame, yeah, you can see the weekly time frame, guys. Yeah, indecision candle dropping to the 4-hourly time frame. This is your potential entry, and then on the hourly time frame, yeah, you can definitely look for some trades right here with some confluences, with support and resistance on the left. Like you can take where the market was bought right here, so you can encapsulate this sort of structure right here. The market tapped, pushed, but didn't make any hard highs. So definitely, guys, Euro GBP is one of my least favorite pairs, and we are currently stuck in the range as well. Have a look at the support. Oh man, this is resistance, bro. Learn your vocabulary. We have support and we have resistance. All right, so again, what am I waiting for is for a break and retest of either of those levels. Either we push up, retest, continuation, we push down, retest, and then we continue. All right, so those are the GBP, guys. The only clear pair for me was GBP USD, but it's more like manipulation, institutional trading rather than the trend continuation that I do. But this is why I've been improving as well on other aspects of like other trading strategies as well. So yeah, let's have a look at gold and the indices right now. All right, gold, as you can see, pretty strong bullish engulfing candle to the upside. So we had a pretty strong week on gold. Daily time frame, it actually started from early week. As you can see, Monday, 2nd of November, we straight had a bullish engulf. Tuesday, a little bit of a pullback to the downside with this wick continuation. Then Wednesday, we had the liquidity grab to the downside when the pulls were announced. And then on Thursday, we had actually the day to capitalize. And then Friday, consolidation, because the market is entering right now into a lot of resistance. As you can see right here, there are a lot of orders sitting right here. So definitely it's gonna find it a little bit difficult to break above those levels. So again, guys, the only, like we saw that this is Wednesday when the market was pulling back. So yeah, I couldn't see much clear price action right here on gold. You can get in right here as well after this push, pullback, potential trades. But I would personally be very afraid to trade gold during these times. But definitely it provided a pretty nice long setup right here. And yeah, what do I expect on gold? So I do expect further upside. And I would mark my last hour low. But I do expect a little bit of a bigger pullback. So as you can see on the daily, we had a huge move to the upside. This can definitely continue, but like I imagine the market first creating a bearish candle to the downside, like an evening star formation, then a little bit of a consolidation one day, and then a continuation higher. Because as I said, right now there is a lot of resistance going on the left, and the market will find it difficult to break. So first of all, it will need to go down to gather liquidity, and then potentially we can start to head up. All right. So don't want to drop again any biases on gold, but I would expect some sort of a pullback either to this area right here for an equal higher low, or maybe a little bit lower to oh man, what is happening? Or maybe a little bit lower into around those areas right here, and then a continuation up. So gold, bullish price action, but waiting for some sort of a pullback and then to get in for longs. Indices, very interesting surge to the upside. So previous week we had a very strong bearish engulfing candle to the downside, and we thought, oh man, double top, we're going down. But actually this was just a liquidity grab to the downside in order for the market to push up. And I actually regretted not taking some buys from the downside right here, not on the indices, but just buying some real stocks, because the ones that I own are actually surging, but I could have bought more when the market was actually pushing down. But again, we never know what's gonna happen. The president is still to be elected, so we might even have another push to the downside. But as you can see, 2nd of November, bullish, 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 and then Friday we have a little bit of a take profit. So it's a little bit difficult to identify the structure on this one. So I see this as a major high low. We have another one right here, but I would classify this as minor, because after this one we did not break above, and the market is currently encountering resistance right here. So yeah, very interested to see how those ones are gonna develop after the president is picked. So I'm not buying stocks before everything is announced, and I actually prefer to buy a little bit higher rather than buy right now and then suffer a drop down, right? And then NASDAQ as well. As you can see, strong bearish candle into some sort of support and resistance, and a huge bullish engulfing candle to the upside. Market opens right here, a little bit of a consolidation. Tuesday we start pushing, and then Wednesday explosion when the pulls were released, and then Thursday continuation, Friday a little bit of a profit taking, and then again volatile time frame. How do you get in? It just started to push up after the creation of a double bottom. Then we had this sort of structure being broken, very quick retest, and then we just explode. So what do I do right now? I don't know, because we just have this structure to work with. And if the market pulls back around right here, then we can potentially look for some sort of signs that the market will go up. But I'm not trading those instruments. I'm just following them for my stock investments, because I'm kind of putting money passively there, but just following and trying to get in low. Because what I try to do is utilizing my technical skills in order just to be just to invest in the market, not speculating on NASDAQ on NAS100 for example, but just putting money in index funds, ETFs, and real stocks, right? So this is for today, guys, and I really hope you got something valuable from this video. I didn't take any trades, but there were actually some pretty interesting setups, and for the next elections I will know that there is potentially a lot to capitalize on, a lot of volatility, and I really hope that for the following weeks we're gonna have some pretty nice price action and some pretty nice opportunities to make some money on. All right, so thank you for staying up until now. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to see you on my next video. Make sure to like this one to support the channel, and have a crushing week.